He wasn't born into power. He didn't wear medals or command armies. But John Curtin became one of the most important leaders in Australian history because when his country faced its darkest hour, he stood strong. John Curtin was born on January 8, 1885, in Creswick, Victoria. His family was Irish Catholic and working class. Money was tight, and life was never easy. By the age of 14, Curtin had left school to help support his family. He worked as a printer's assistant and eventually found his way into the world of unions and politics. By 1928, Curtin entered federal parliament as a member of the Australian Labor Party. He lost his seat in 1931, but returned in 1934, stronger and wiser. In October 1941, in the middle of World War II, John Curtin became Prime Minister of Australia. He inherited a crisis. Europe was at war. Hitler was on the move. But more urgently, Japan was expanding rapidly in the Pacific. Curtin knew Australia couldn't rely on Britain alone. So, in one of the boldest moves in the country's history, he turned to the United States for help. In December 1941, just after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, Curtin declared, "Australia looks to America, free of any pangs as to our traditional links or kinship with the United Kingdom." It was a radical shift. For the first time, Australia was forging its own path, prioritizing survival over tradition, and it worked. Curtin worked closely with U.S. General Douglas MacArthur, who used Australia as a base for Pacific operations. American troops arrived by the thousands. Curtin's decision helped prevent Japanese invasion and brought Australia into a closer alliance with the United States, one that continues to this day. But wartime leadership wasn't easy. Curtin had to make tough choices. He introduced conscription for service within Australia's territories. He centralized economic planning, controlled prices, and rationed supplies, all to keep the country stable during war. He was serious, intense, and completely focused on his duty. Often, he worked around the clock. The stress was immense, and it came at a cost. By 1944, Curtin's health was failing. He suffered from heart disease and exhaustion. Yet, he refused to step down. He believed he had to finish what he started. On July 5, 1945, just 6 weeks before the end of World War II, John Curtin died in office. He was 60 years old. He never saw the final victory, but his leadership helped make it possible. His death shocked the nation. He was the second Australian Prime Minister to die in office, but the first to do so in such a critical moment. Today, John Curtin's legacy is enormous. He is remembered as Australia's wartime Prime Minister, a man of quiet strength who led with vision and courage.